They fined me for feeding hungry cats, but what I did next made them regret it. Here's how it all started. It began with one cat. A little gray tabby that started hanging around my porch late one evening. She was thin, nervous, and clearly homeless. I put out a bowl of water and some leftover chicken, thinking it was a one-time thing. The next night, she came back, this time with 2 more cats. Over the next week, it became a routine. I'd put out a few bowls of dry food and water every evening, and by sunset, I'd have half a dozen quiet, polite visitors waiting. None were aggressive. None made a mess. They just ate, stretched, and went on their way. A few neighbors even thanked me. One said, "Those cats have been around for months. You're the only one who's done something." But apparently not everyone was happy about it. 2 weeks later, I got a letter from the HOA, notice of violation. Feeding stray animals is prohibited. This attracts pests and violates community health standards. Fine, $200 per incident. I thought it was a joke. I wasn't dumping trash or feeding raccoons, just giving water and kibble to abandoned cats. So I went through the HOA bylaws. There was no mention of feeding animals. Just a vague rule about not harboring unsanctioned pets. Still, the fines kept coming. $200, $400, $600. When I called the HOA office, the president, let's call her Linda, told me, "You're creating a nuisance." "Those cats are not your responsibility," I said. "Someone has to take responsibility." "They didn't just appear out of nowhere," she replied coldly. "If you want to help, move them somewhere else. But stop feeding them here." That's when I realized this wasn't about health or rules. It was about control. So instead of backing down, I decided to do things by the book. I called the local animal control office and explained the situation. They confirmed what I suspected. The HOA had made no arrangements to deal with the strays at all. No humane traps, no rescues, nothing. They just wanted the animals gone. So I reached out to a local nonprofit rescue group. Together, we set humane traps, took the cats to be vaccinated, fixed, and later rehomed or released into barn cat programs. I documented everything, photos, vet receipts, even signed paperwork from the rescue. When I sent all this to the HOA, they didn't apologize. They doubled down. More fines. More threats. So I posted the entire story on Facebook, along with proof of everything I'd done. The post blew up overnight. People were furious. The headline practically wrote itself. HOA fines resident for feeding and rescuing stray cats. Hundreds of comments came in, calling out the HOA's cruelty. Even the local news picked it up. They interviewed me, the rescue volunteers, and one of my neighbors whose cat had been stolen before. People were done staying silent. Within a week, donations flooded into the rescue group, and the HOA office was buried under negative reviews and angry emails. By the next HOA meeting, the board couldn't ignore it anymore. They dropped every fine, issued a formal apology, and even voted to partner with a local rescue for future cases. Now, every once in a while, a cat still passes through the neighborhood, but this time, the HOA can't say a word.